Teesside Autodrome, the home of the British 24-hour kart race, that last year served up the greatest example of an endurance race that we've ever seen here at Teesside. Let's have a quick look at last year's race.
We're on the starters' orders here, waiting for that flag to fly. Here is your circuit, 2.1 kilometres of Teesside Autodrome. And we're away! The usual sprint across the track to the karts. Who is going to benefit from this Le Mans style start early on?
Fantastic start for the 77 of Offline.
Yeah, Red Racing seem to have a good go as well as they go through the left-hander for the first time of many, and head down towards the right-hander, the bumpy braking zone.
5 wide coming through turn 1. We've already got one off at the back. We've got 303 has got a kart on the back of it. I'm trying to see the number of that, but carnage in the owner karts. Yeah. That's a 37. That's why so serious. Up on the back, and we've got 111 taking the lead, it looks like, from PGS Racing.
Yeah, so that's MSJSR in the 111 as they go through the slaloms for the first time. I think
it's like the two Belgian teams are leading the way in hires at the moment. Look at the hire karts, even 3 wide coming off the banking still, and we see the 888 moving its way through. But it's just going to be like this for the whole race, I'd imagine, Howard. It's just going to be relentless.
Change for the lead within the higher karts. Team ETL now the 41 to the head of that long snaking train of higher karts that you can just see going through your shot now.
I'm now seeing that the owner classes are now into the traffic of the higher kart field, and this is when it's most dangerous. I think we've actually just seen a change for 3rd place. We will see them as they come over the line. The 42 of MS Lucas has got past MS Soko Select, with the top 4 now separated by a mere 1.3 seconds. But again, this is in traffic, and we're about to see them come through the D chicane. We've got the 13 has now taken the lead. The 13 of Red Racing followed straight right on his tail by the 111 of MSJSR. But here we have Connor Lucas has retaken the lead in the 111 now. Hotly pursued by the 43 of MS Soko Select, who's got back past the 42. So the front 4 jockeying for position in the rental karts. We can see here we've got the battle for the lead. So we've got kartevents.be 1 and 2 running nose to tail. Followed swiftly by, that's the Exceeding Track Limits team, Team ETL, and then A66 right on their rear bumper as well.
So, and that's a change of position, I think, there. I think the 66 of A66 have just got past Kart Events Belgium as they come onto the back straight.
So A66 could potentially move up 4 places in this. We've just seen, coming across on the timing screen that you can see on your left, MS Lucas, the 42, that's Josh Falkus that's in that car, has just set his personal best. Right on his rear bumper is Dave Robinson in the 43, setting the fastest lap of the race. It looks a little bit like MS Soko Select have gapped the 42 now that they've actually got past them. They did say that they were working quite well together, but it does look a little bit through traffic. There's about 5 or 6 kart lengths between those two. In fact, I've just seen out of the commentary box that the 43 has now taken 2nd place from Red Racing. So from 2.5 seconds back, they've now taken 2nd place, and 1, 2, 3 are separated by just over half a second.
So for the 111 of MSJSR, here they are, and you can see 2nd and 3rd right on their tail. Going into hairpin 3 now, I can see out of our comms position, so you can see them there just on your shot. They're coming through, and that was a move for the lead there from MS Soko Select, was it, I think?
It was.
So I think we're going to see, as they're side by side coming around to finish this lap, you can see them just in the middle of your shot there. And yeah, that is a change of the lead.
So whoa, and more action. That was the 6 and the 595 coming together with.
There has been a change for the lead then within the club and subclass. SMJC 595 overtaking Modernised Racing for 9th place overall. You can see that there.
That was with the
left-hand side
spin, wasn't it? And we've got.
Oh yes, sorry.
Right House Bandits are right behind them now as well.
Oh, so we've got a stationary kart there on the way to South Bank. This is off to driver's left, coming out of hairpin 2.
We could well have our first full course yellow here if they can't get that kart started and recover it.
Yeah. The 2nd place has changed again. Sorry, Tom, in higher karts, because that to me looks like Lockwell have got by in the traffic. All this happening, by the way, some 7 seconds down the road from our leader in higher karts at the moment, which is the Team ETL. side by side for second place, going through the corner again, and it's Kart Events Belgium back again, and immediately is Lotwell going to respond? Yes, they are, sweeping down the inside of hairpin 3. Nice little battle this going on through the traffic. There's going to be better exit from hairpin 4 for the Belgian team. They're going to get their nose alongside, and is that a bit of pushing onto the curb there? He's not too happy with that one there, as there's a yellow flag out there in the D chicane.
And we are full course
We
yellow.
are, yeah. Oh, and stationary car here. The number 6 is stationary at the side of the road.
Trying to get the engine.
Modernised racing, isn't it, mate?
Yes, that's modernised
Side of
racing.
the road.
So they are currently third in Clubman, as we see the offline guys managing to do an hour and 40 minutes powered on a tank.
Yes,
which is an incredible stint, really, for a pro kart. Because Red Racing are now in second, still around 16.7 seconds back from MS Soco Select, which is pretty much where they were when they went into the pits. However, MSJSR, the 111 car, 27 seconds back.
Oh no, another stationary moment here for number 6. This is modernised racing.
As we just go past the 100 lap mark with MS Soco Select, Red Racing, MS Lucas and MS JSR all on the lead lap. It's the 11 leader in the pro class with the red background on your screen. They've just come in to the pit, as has the 43. The overall race leader, Dave Robinson, peels off into the pit lane.
So we've got Slavek off in the 303, Slavek Piskorsh.
So class leader in Clubman is certainly not anymore. His arm goes up on the screen there from look like Dave Cyrus in the 987, and that cart looks like he's got a problem, Tom. In the Dave Cyrus in the 987, he's going very, very slowly, and he's looking down at the engine, and looks like he's got a problem. He's trying to pull start it himself. So that's they've only been out 26 minutes.
It's going down to the paddock, David.
That's out of certainly something wrong then with the 111.
In a higher car as well. Whoa! Wow, that is a big one there. Definitely went through the motocross section of the circuit as we started to call it. That's 430.
That's NRG Global Power.
111 MSJSR just had to change rear left wheel due to some sort of puncture or damage to that wheel, but a very, very quick change. Keep my eye on the gap with Red Racing. It does keep going up and down a little bit. It's currently out to 17.2, but it was as low as 15 at one point, and then back out to 16 and now 17. So Adam Nichols doing his best to close that gap to the 43, but as you can see, the 42 car of MS Lucas and the 13 of Red Racing are the only 3 that are on the lead lap at the moment. So Adam Nichols has now managed to close that gap up a little bit in clean air in the 13 car, so it's now down to 13.5 seconds. So it's about 7 seconds so far this stint.
Yeah,
he's caught the MS Soco Select team. It just shows how this battle is going to ebb and flow through the race. There on circuit we can see my kart. The 227, currently driven by Jordan Mackenzie Allen. And just another shameless plug, you can see our lap timer on there, which was given to us by Adam Nichols of Red Racing. So thank you very much. In case he missed the shout out I gave them earlier.
What did it cost you, Tom, to borrow his lap timer?
Case of beer.
Ah, lovely.
The first 4 hours has absolutely flown by, let's be honest. 9 seconds separates the front 2 now, so Adam Nichols is carving his way through the traffic. It seems slightly better than Andrew Delahunty at the moment.
One of the leaders is in the Red Racing outfit. Adam Nichols done a great job in that one to cut the lead from almost 20 seconds down to 6 in his stint.
Yeah.
But out in front, still the 43 of MS Soco Select. They are back on track now with Paul Wilkins at the wheel of that kart. MS Soco Select managing to gain 6 seconds in pits.
But yeah.
Oh, big car, car off in the gravel. That's 595.
Yeah, it is indeed the 595. Give you the run through then. MS Soco Select are your leaders by only half a second. That gap has closed up quite a bit with MSJSR in second, but MSJSR are out of sync with the pit stops. Some 7 seconds down the road from them is Red Racing in that number 13 car, and then it's a further lap back to number 42 of MS Lucas. As we've gone full course yellow here, and I imagine that's to recover the 37 that is still stricken at the side of the road on the exit of hairpin 1. Just under 19 hours and 20 minutes to go. But as you say, David, now we get a bit of a sprint race.
We do.
I'm just watching some of the owner carts
That's
going
a
through the
change
hairpins.
for the lead, Howard.
Yeah.
The 13 of Red Racing, with Charlie Bingham at the wheel, is going down the back straight in front of the 43.
This is the gap, just 0.15 between our leaders after, might I add, 4 hours and 45 minutes of racing. So Red Racing now have the lead out to 3.3 seconds to MS Soko Select.
That's Josh Henderson with the 595.
Oh dear, and this is from top 3 running within Clubman. In fact, second place in Clubman's.
Not the first time the 595 has been off there. The leader.
Yeah, leaders are in.
Pitted.
They are indeed. MS Soko Select take to the pit lane. And MSJSR have inherited the lead, of course, with MS Soko Select emerging from the pit lane. But MSJSR aren't a million miles away from owing us a stop, probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And at that point, Red Racing should inherit the lead. This is the interesting thing at this stage in the race. These teams at the top, David, not all on the same pit strategy here. So we see these lead changes, and it's just going to be fascinating how this develops over the race. Here they are come then. So MSJSR, after teasing for a few laps, are into the pits from the lead of this race. Indeed.
Oh, big off!
Big moment there. And that is the 37 of Why So Serious. That did look pretty serious for them there. And there's a wheel loss on the rear right. As we wait, you're about to see an absolute gaggle of karts. This is the effect that a full course yellow has. Look at the stream of karts on your shot coming through the D chicane here. And there's someone going across the curbing quite roughly there as well, as they all stream through.
MSJSR starting to just get a bit of a gap to MS Soko Select. See the Soko Select cart a little bit further back, just trying to make their way through the traffic, but still way too early to be thinking of this as a crucial move, of course.
It is Martin Black at the wheel of that kart. You can tell because of the blue helmet with a little bit of tartan in the middle there. And he is leading just 4.8 seconds ahead of the MS karts of MSJSR and MS Soko Select. And it really has, it's fair to say, been the story of those 3 karts through this race so far. Soko Select, of course, are pole sitters and are reigning champions for this event, of course, won it last year. What I've noticed in this one as well, mate, is as the MSJSR car have closed in on Red Racing, they've not taken Soko Select with them in the way that I thought they might, which is interesting. But here it is, folks. It's really closed up now. This is your lead battle, not for the first time. Red Racing and MSJSR. Now, a lot of the talk so far in this race has been how the MS teams seem to be running fairly short stints, and we're going to have a look here from Connor Lucas down the inside of hairpin 3 and gets the job done. So there is your change for the lead, which will get confirmed on timing as they come around this time.
Problem for Kart Events Belgium. There is a panel on the rear left coming away from the car, and they've been shown the meatball. The mechanical flag is out.
Yep.
I believe that is your leader, or was leader, in higher.
There's an off there. This is on the exit of the hill section. This is coming onto the back straight.
Full course yellow. Full course yellow is out.
Right, so as far as we can tell, this has had a dramatic effect on the lead gap.
Yep.
MSJSR have benefited hugely from that full course yellow period, and they now lead by a lap over Red Racing, who in turn have about a minute or so over MS Soko Select.
The other quite key thing at this stage of the race as well, Howard, is those 2 karts are slightly off schedule. So 1 hour 16 since MSJSR last pitted. So we'd expect them to be in the next 10 minutes or so. In fact, leader is in. Now this is crucial. This is pit stop number 6 for MSJSR. It's been a very good stint for Colin Lucas. I will reiterate that. The pace has been brilliant.
And second place in higher karts into the pits, Team Tate, who we've been talking about. That's been in recently, so that is not scheduled. Team Tate then, they I feel kind of, you almost feel like fate was supposed to grant them the lead of this class at some point, but Lockwell Hill Karting, perfectly on merit, are in the lead of that, and this might hand second place back to Kart Events Belgium.
Oh, hang on, we've got 13 off here. Out of the commentary box window, I can see Red Racing have just had an incident and a spin, and that's put 43 MS Soco Select right behind them.
And that's the battle for second place as well, coming off of hairpin 2 now. Change for second place. MS Soco Select are through. Dave Robinson up to second place then, past Red Racing on that last lap. Offline Motorsport are 1 hour 15 into their latest stint, but as we've mentioned, they are running a very different strategy to the rest of the field. They are throwing the dice and playing the long game here, lifting and coasting as much as they can to eke out the fuel to over 1 hour 30, more like 1 hour 40 between stops. Will that pay them dividends through the course of this one? We'll really only know in the last couple of hours of the race. Your leaders still MSJSR, but that lead is coming down. It's down to nearly less than a minute.
Been monitoring the times of MS Soco selecting Red Racing, and it's down to 53 seconds the gap.
Yep.
From the 43 to the 111, and the good news for us is that they're bringing Red Racing with them.
Floodlights are on.
Like
Floodlights are
magic.
being erected. I think I can see a leader coming in. Yep, a 111 is in, and I think Connor Lucas is getting back on board. So this is an interesting strat, because it's not that long since we saw Lucas out on circuit.
I think this will be his third stint, will it not?
At 16 seconds up the road from the third place 130 Red Racing.
SMJC in Clubman, 303 Racing in Clubman, Rye House Bandits in Clubman, all on the same lap. Rye House Bandits are still directly behind 303 Racing. In fact, that gap's gone out to 0.6 of a second. But both of them honing in at a rate of knots onto our leader, SMJC Racing. The front three in Clubman are now 10.8 seconds apart. I am keeping my eye still on this battle between, for the front of Clubman class. So Rye House Bandits, having dispatched 303 Racing, are now only 2.7 seconds behind SMJC now, and closing in a quite phenomenal 1.2 seconds per lap. And they've done it. Rye House Bandits have taken the lead of Clubman class.
As we near the service window, 11 o'clock, the service window for our hire kart teams will open. So we have a full course yellow, and the recovery quad is on its way.
Red Racing in the pits.
So
using the full course
yeah,
yellow.
An hour and 10 they've been out. There is the recovery quad.
Here we go.
Let's play Spot the Culprit.
So Soco Select have now taken second overall. On our live circuit tracker, there are 4 distinct snakes of karts out there. One of those snakes is rather big. It contains Rye House Bandits, SMJC 595, 303 Racing.
Oh, we've got a problem under full course yellow. The 34 space in the wrong way. That's TT Sport. And that now zero panel is
bent.
So maybe they had a problem with the hire kart, and the hire kart required recovery, and TT Sport can get back under their own steam.
303 have now got past SMJC somewhere on that lap. Piscorge has passed O'Connor.
Your leaders at the moment, MSJSR, the 111, 30 seconds out ahead of MS Soco Select.
And amazingly, 303 Racing, who missed the fuel window in qualifying and weren't able to fill up with fuel and had to come in for a pit stop in the first 5 minutes of the race, have clawed their way back into contention.
303 Racing are now right on the tail of Rye House Bandits for the overall lead in Clubman.
14, we've got another full course yellow. And it looks like, well, 2 marshals down the rib are not retrieving anybody. The quad, however, is...
The driver stood at the side of the circuit.
And that kart, Tom, doesn't have a wraparound on it.
No, I was just thinking the same thing.
So, looks like it doesn't have a front left wheel. CMC, again, they've had a tough race.
MSJSR are almost exactly a lap behind Red Racing. They are actually in front of them on the circuit, but if Red Racing can get past, that will put them make it a lap gap between them. However, Red Racing are now only 16.5 seconds off the lead. And we are green, green, green again.
So that gives Paul Wilkins at the wheel now of the 43 the opportunity to go down. Smoke, Tom, from Team Backmarker as they came over the line. And that looks more like, Tom, that the bumper is rubbing against the rear wheel rather than a problem. But they've got a full lap now for Sam Cobb to bring that kart round. Mechanical flags out for them, but I promise you, I think he probably knows about that already.
And the tyre's gone. See it coming through South Bank on your screen now, and that is sparking away.
Marshall at the start line has put the mechanical flag away because it's going to be useless because they know in the 21 that they have got a problem, and the recovery drive back up into 9th place has come to a grinding halt. Black flag though for Team Keen, who are 3rd in that in-class in Pro.
What is that for? Oh, thank you. Oh, where have these come from? What team? Right.
Rind Racing have turned up.
Not the Mark Hall crew.
Yes, the heroes that we didn't even know we wanted
have brought us sweeties.
Red Racing with the fastest first sector of the race.
Personal best lap of the race. A 1:11.9. We just saw him come through. And here he comes on screen. Whoa! That's not going to work. He gets pushed off by the 32. Sets his personal best lap of the race. Immediately gets pushed off by a higher.
I've done some investigating. And I can exclusively reveal why Team Keen got a black flag.
Okay, Poirot, enlighten me.
Well, it came just after a full course yellow.
Uh-huh.
They were deemed to have been persistently gaining an advantage under the full course yellow.
Oh dear.
So, it's getting exciting down the back straight. They're going to have to sort themselves out before the chicane section.
Will they?
Just about, and
Bing.
Oh no, that's a big accident. 111's involved, and they've gone straight over the top of 37. Why so serious? But luckily, the 111 is still running. They were a metre off the floor, Tom, at the highest point. In the mix there as well was the 13 that managed to thread its way through before that incident. But why so serious? Got driven right over the top of by the 111 MSJSR kart.
I can guarantee, or almost guarantee, that MSJSR is going to be in the pits. If not this lap, the next one with some damage. That 111, just on a 114.2, matched Red Racing, what, 3 laps after being over the back of somebody else? MS Karts and PGS Racing in Pro, the 11 and the 39, 16.5 seconds. No, this is crazy. Last time Red Racing came over the line, we said it was sub 7 seconds. I'd like to point out that it's now sub 6 seconds. 5.9 seconds. Let's get the new gap over the line. 4.6. So another second taken out by Bingham.
But having said that, we just saw that big gaggle of traffic to go through, which the leader has already made its way through, and now
114 for MS Soco Select, a 115 dead for Red Racing, a 113.7 for MSJSR. 5.6 seconds. So through all that traffic, Bingham managed to only lose 0.6 of a second. 3 seconds the gap now between the leaders. 1.8 seconds Bingham took out of Wilkins on that last lap. So there we go, across the line. MS Soco Select now only 2.5 seconds in front of Red Racing. Closing up rapidly now, 1.5 seconds behind, and we are about to see a change for the lead. Can Bingham hold on long enough before he has to pit?
As we approach half race distance, there is 1.5 seconds between the 43 race leading MS Soco Select and the 13 Red Racing.
And now there are no karts between them. Bingham can see Wilkins in front of him.
Red Racing in second are within half a second of the leader. They are due in the pit shortly, though, an hour 20 into their stint.
True, but yeah, that gap just came down again then, didn't it? Because it was out to 3 seconds just as I was talking a little bit there, so it has come down.
Red Racing have finally pitted from second place, and I think they've gone back out in second. So Charlie Bingham vacates the seats, hands it over to Martin Black.
I tell you what, I'm keeping tabs here on the lead gap within the Clubman's subclass of owner karts, because that gap has been coming down. I wondered if it was maybe just the ebb and flow through traffic, but that is consistently coming down at the moment between the 303 Racing lead kart and the Rye House Bandits. The last few laps, they've really been eating into it. There's a stationary cart on the exit of hairpin 4 here.
Oh, that's in a nasty place, isn't it?
Yellow flags are covering it, but
do we have a second problem? Because the quad's out.
Yeah.
Down on the West Circuit at the bottom of the mountain, the quad has gone kart hunting.
It has. Rye House Bandits in the pits.
Leaders in the Clubman class. They did pit earlier. They pitted 5 minutes ago.
I was going to say, is that an error? Because usually the track time on timing updates once they emerge from the pit lane.
No.
Something a bit off here for the Rye House Bandits.
Howard, I can see it. It's on our secret squirrel pit lane cam, and that number 36 kart, they're having some trouble starting the right-hand engine of that Rye House Bandits car, and the class leader in Clubman has got a problem. The leader, the number 43, MS Soco Select, as you can see on the screen, is in the pit lane. Gap when MS Soco Select came into the pits was 42 seconds.
Yeah.
We expect in a few moments that the leader will come out of hairpin 4, and who are we going to see first? Is it going to be the 13? Is it going to be the 43? It's the 13, I believe.
I think it is as well. We'll wait
over the line.
Yes.
And there's the confirmation on the timing screen that we do, with 10 hours remaining and on an even number of pit stops, have a new leader, and it is the 13 of Red Racing, and they now find themselves with a 15-second advantage, and this is swinging like a pendulum either way.
New leader in Clubman, SMJC 595.
Yep.
The champions from last year are back on top.
Absolutely.
Now the question is, how far down the order do 303 Racing fall here? I spent track off 303. Thank you, David.
Oh, we've had a pit stop for our leader. Red Racing have just pitted, and it's allowed MS Soco Select back to the head of the field. So 14 seconds the gap after nearly 15 hours of racing.
New leader in Clubman then, the Rye House Bandits to the front in the 036, 10th place overall, and it really, really is hotting up in that class.
A leader within Clubman's is in, and it's on schedule for the Rye House Bandits. The number 36 are currently in the pit lane. I mean, this is how close it is in Clubman's. With Rye House Bandits in that pit stop have gone back to 4th place in class. So SMJC 595 now inherit the lead of that class. Modernised Racing are in second, 303 Racing in third. Oh, and there's an interesting moment there as the two teams were getting very close side by side there, as one of them was trying to go to the pit lane, and that's one of our pro. Oh, is it one of our pro runners? It is. PGS Racing are in after only 20 minutes of running from second in class. And this could be drama here. So do they go down? They do go down.
Oh, no.
Drama in the pro class here as PGS Racing are down into the paddock.
As the leader is in.
The flip-flop between the leaders continues as Red Racing are now back out and 18 seconds behind MS Soco Select.
The gap at the front, Butters.
It's just gone back out a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah. Still floating around, 20 seconds. Still so close for this stage of the race if we consider just how long we're racing for 16 hours, 40 minutes. And the gap is less than 20 seconds. I've just looked up towards the sky and I can just see the first signs of daylight returning to us here at Teesside Autodrome. Leader is in for a scheduled pit stop. MS Soko Select. Oh no, hang on. Leader is going down into the abyss. Leader has a problem.
Oh dear.
Or is it a problem? Now, we did see them pit and put fresh tyres on 8 hours in early. So they've run a lot of hours on those tyres. Well, change for the lead. Change for the lead confirmed. Then Red Racing to the front of the order with 6 hours and 55 minutes of this race to go. MS Soko Select back out running. So whatever it was a quick fix. 24.5 seconds is the lead gap now between Red Racing and Soko Select. So it is starting to open out here.
And we've got the 303 in the pits, our clubman leader.
Have to say though, that is a heck of a stint from Slavek.
Tom was running through, we did go under full course yellow.
And during that, MS Soko Select, our car in second place on the road, has stopped again.
Under full course yellow.
Under full course yellow, possibly saving some time, but they are now a full lap behind Red Racing, who do owe us a stop in about 15 minutes or so.
Paul Wilkins at the wheel of that car really does need to get past Charlie Bingham and pull a gap of around about 10 seconds in order to put MS Soko Select back into the mix when Red Racing come into pit. Offline Motorsport once again pushing the fuel window out to 1 hour and 26 minutes in their fuel saving efforts, and they are now on the same lap as Team Keen. The leaders are in though, Tom. Red Racing, 1 hour and 14 minutes into their stint, are in the pits, and Charlie Bingham will hand over the reins to Adam Willis. And as the seconds tick away, this will put the two leaders back onto the same lap.
Offline Motorsport have taken second place, so this running long seems to be working well for them. They've only stopped 11 times now.
Adam Willis getting into his stride early into his stint between the two leading carts now. Having both done 14 pit stops, the gap returns to 25.5 seconds, which is about where it was, Tom, when MS Soko Select pitted half an hour ago.
We should also point out that if there are any issues in the slightest for either of our two front runners, MSJSR are only a lap down and are there and ready to pounce. So Red Racing, is it their year?
Just caught a quick sight there of the 303. The Polish team, who have got to be one of the contenders for team of the race. This has been by far the strongest display that they've given here at the British 24 Hour. They are leading in class by a clear lap now as well, ahead of the Rye House Bandits. Tom Murray then driving for Offline Motorsport. You're seeing the black, white and silver number 77 there, going up the inside of 303 Racing.
Doesn't look like much fuel saving going on there.
No, they're pushing now. They've got a second place in class to hold on to here, and you never know. Still a lot of running to go here at Teesside. Just coming up behind the Kart Events Belgium number 6, which is still your leader in the higher class,
and the leader is in the pit lane. So Adam Willis brings the 130.
This is early. This is early. Now, this is probably playing into what we were talking about with the strategy.
They are out already though, and MS Soko Select are only coming round hairpin 3. The leaders in the 13 are already at hairpin 1. There is half a lap.
Change in second place in the Pro class. Team Keen have got past Offline Motorsport with what looked like a move out on circuit. They're both nearing pit windows. The number 115, Team Keen, back into second place then in Pro. The second place battle in Clubman is getting very close again. You mentioned the Rye House Bandits. They are only 4.2 seconds behind the 006 of Modernised Racing. So the 111 in. This is for a scheduled pit stop. Nothing to be worried about here. 1 hour 10 since their last one.
That car, Andrew, has just gone down into pit lane. Rather than on the normal pit lane, it's gone down into the paddock, and we will wait to see how long that car... It's got a cushion of 4 laps back to the sister car, the 42.
MSJSR have re-emerged.
They've lost 2 laps.
Yeah. So we're down to 2, aren't we? For a long time we've been talking about a 3-way battle for the win here at the 2020 British 24 Hour. I think we start to count MSJSR out of it.
Rye House are in from 3rd place in class. They're in for their pit stop, just having a driver change, and
it's quite
that one
early.
Looks like it's going slower than expected, that pit stop. There's a lot of people looking over that car down in pit lane.
It's half an hour early, David. They were only in 54 minutes ago. 2 hours and 53 minutes to go then. Lead gap has come back down, David. It's back down to 28 seconds. We saw earlier that Dave Robinson had a slow lap, lost about 9 seconds.
Yeah, went out to 35, didn't it? And we're back down now under the half a minute mark.
Yeah, it's just starting to plug away there at that gap. This race isn't over, ladies and gentlemen. Lead gap coming down again, 25.231 seconds. The pressure, I can just feel it building here. Oh, trouble for Rye House. Trouble for Rye House Pro Karting. Sorry, David. Just as they were coming through turn 1, that was a Rye House Pro Karting Bandits entry in trouble on the way down to Rib Bend. 3rd place in Clubman. Oh, what a shame for the RHPK squad. The Rye House Bandits. They have been in the mix for the class win for a very, very long time, but then here in the last hour just shows that reliability issues can strike at any time, and they have now lost 3rd and 4th place in Clubman confirmed. So last year's class winners back onto the podium. SMJ C595. MS Soko Selector stopped, fueled, 1 minute 19. Sorry, we missed that. In fact, yes, one of the karts that we saw coming out of the pit lane was MS Soko Select. So they've elected to go with 2 hours and 32 to go. So they'll be doing 1 hour 16 or thereabouts to the end.
So that was a gap of 24 seconds, and we now wait for Red Racing to pit and them to go out for us to see what the gap's going to be. So it's going to be +1 lap for the next 15 minutes or so. As the leading kart, the Red Racing number 13 has come into the pit lane. We'll wait for them to come round and over the line to see what the gap is. It was 24 seconds when MS Soko Select went into the pit lane.
28.277 seconds is your gap.
Now, both of our leaders, Red Racing and MS Soko Select, if they don't have any problems, will only need to visit pit lane 1 more time. And Paul Wilkins at the wheel of that. Behind him, Connor Lucas is back at the wheel of the 111. And now, with that kart being out of contention, Andrew, do you think that that's going to try and work together with the 33 to try and push that, with the 43 to try and push that 43 through, or do you think that Connor still thinks that that 111 is still in with an outside chance?
I think we're about to find out here what the thoughts of the 111 are, because Connor Lucas has arguably been the fastest driver at Teesside this weekend. I'll tell you what though, the pace of the MS karts at the moment working together, they've just taken a second out of Red Racing in the first sector alone. This could be a very interesting tactic employed by the two MS entries.
and I'm sure that he could probably go a couple of tenths quicker if he wanted, but I think he's been sent out with a job to do. And this is how MS SoCo Select are going to try and get on the back. They've sent Connor Lucas out to do a job in the 111 MS JSR kart, and now you see the benefit of running a number of karts with evenly matched drivers as a team, and Connor Lucas is making no attempt whatsoever to get past Paul Wilkins.
But this is a fascinating dynamic now as to how do Red Racing approach this? How can Red Racing approach this? They've got the advantage maybe on a bit of time required in the pit lane because they've got more fuel, or they've got more space to play around with the fuel between now and the end of the race, but they don't have a Connor Lucas pushing them along.
Connor Lucas is going to have to come into the pits in 20 to 25 minutes in that 111, and it's whether they wait to send it back out at the same point in the track, or whether they send it out and slow it down, because it's currently quite comfortable in third place, so that it comes back out with the 43 again.
And even in that traffic, another 7/10 of the lead went for Red Racing. This is starting to hot up. This could be a nail-biting last couple of hours here at Teesside Autodrome, because MS SoCo Select and MS JSR as a joint force are trying to wrestle back their title as reigning British 24-hour champions. And again, the sector times so far have been pretty good for the MS boys. We're about to get another update on what the pace is like, and you can just see them throwing up a 1:12.9. That is astonishing pace.
MSJSR were in for the win a couple of hours ago, and now they are riding shotgun to the 43, the current reigning and defending 24-hour British champions, MS SoCo Select, who are fighting, and they are fighting hard.
Nichols responding though, a 1:13.0 last time around for Red Racing. The gap goes back up to nearly 24 seconds. Just looking at the sector times again, strong for the MS entries. Well, that was very even actually. This is really, really good from Adam Nichols. He is digging really deep here. Another 1:12.9 from MS SoCo Select. MS JSR, surprisingly, very close on lap time as well, a 1:13.0. That takes another 7/10 out of the lead. The gap continuing to come down though. 21.484 is now the gap between first and second place. And the 1:12.775 for the 43. 1:12.788. I mean, Adam Nichols is giving it everything in the Red Racing machine. He did a 1:13.724 himself, which is by far quicker than anything else out on circuit, apart from those two MS machines, who really are wringing everything out of those karts now. They have to if they're going to retain this title.
The 11 is in, and the 11 is in with some problems, real problems. The rear bumper of the 11 is grinding on the wheel, and the leading kart in the pro class is in for an unscheduled pit stop. They've got a 6-lap gap, so don't be surprised to see them go back out in the lead still. Adam Nichols is wringing everything he can out of that number 13 kart, because behind him, MS SoCo Select and MS JSR, the MS outfit in general, have played their hand. The cards are on the table and they are working together. The story of the morning has been that Red Racing took the lead in the early hours of the morning and have held it with a gap of around about 25 seconds ever since, with the exception of the offset pit stops. But MS SoCo Select are being given a helping hand by the sister kart MS JSR in order to try and close the gap to Adam Nichols. And I'll tell you what, Adam Nichols, working on his own, is doing a phenomenal job just to hold the gap at anywhere around 19 to to 20 seconds, and that MS JSR car is due in the pits in the next 10 minutes. And as we mentioned, it's going to be very interesting to see where that kart gets sent back out.
Oh, who's that in trouble? It's the 595. The 595 in trouble. This is big in Clubman. This is one of the...
That's a puncture.
This really is hotting up this 2020 edition of the British 24 Hour. Here are second and third place working together at the moment to try and hunt down Adam Nichols. And Adam Nichols' pace, I do not know where he's getting this from, David. This is remarkable. A 1:12.952 from Nichols last time around. A crucial pit stop for Kart Events Belgium. This might be their last stop. They're currently in 20th. They had a little bit of a wobble earlier. We had another problem with exhaust, and Connor Lucas is in as well. Let's have a watch of this. This is going to be an interesting couple of laps. What is Paul Wilkins' pace like when he hasn't got his rear gunner in place?
This slow and steady wins the race strategy, and I say slow in a mild sense for sure, of Offline Motorsport. It's gained them another place over the last few hours, hasn't it?
But look at this, they've done 1 hour 36 on this fuel. They've got 1 hour 37 to go. We know Team Keen have to make another pit stop in that pro class. It could be one pit stop each. The two-man, I really don't have the words for it. This two-man effort from Kart Events Belgium, through everything that they've been through in the last week, can they take this victory in the higher karts, or are the bodies going to give out in the last hour? 77's in. This is it. This is the final pit stop for the 77 Offline Motorsport team, second in pro. They've committed to this now. They will want every last drop of go juice in that kart to take them to the end. Connor Lucas has stayed in the MS JSR. I don't think that's much of a surprise.
Nope.
He's not on the same bit of track though at the moment as Paul Wilkins. He's looking over his shoulder. He's trying to find him. We did wonder, would they hold the kart in the pit a little bit longer? Would they send it out and drop it back into the rear gunner position? I think they're going to do the latter.
Yeah.
Oh, this is tense. This really is tense. The gap for the leaders is just under 19 seconds.
Tracking an issue for our kings and queens of frugal fuel usage at Offline Motorsport, mate. They did very, very briefly go down into the garage at their final stop with an issue with the seat that's slightly broken. They had a quick look at it apparently, and Tom Butterworth reports they sent it immediately back out. So they clearly think it's okay.
Sorry, I've just noticed during the rundown, PGS Racing are in trouble. They've been in the pits for a while.
Yep.
Team Backmarker, after what seems like forever, have gained a position overall. They're up into 8th place. Oh, now, interesting here, Howard. On the driver change area, there's a certain helmet that we've seen emerge at this stage of the race before. Dave Robinson looks to be getting into the MS Soco Select kart for the last stint. They are in the pits now. And this is going to go to the wire, Howard. I can just feel it.
Yeah.
There's your leader, Adam Nichols, number 13. 66 seconds is their lead, but they owe us a pit stop sometime in the next 20 minutes.
That's going to be a lengthy stop for a higher car. That's one of the closer ones I can see out there. Who else is in that situation?
You know it's getting tough out there when even Adam Nichols gives it a neck roll. He is digging. He's digging to the centre of the earth in terms of where he's finding this pace from. He's gone through his pockets. He's gone through the suit, through the kart chassis. I don't know where he's finding this pace from, but it is just remarkable. There's the leader, still out there and actually pulling away at the moment from MS Soco Select. The gap is up to 65 seconds again. Leader's in. Leader is in then for the final pit stop. And we're going to know in about a minute's time what we're dealing with in terms of a lead for Red Racing. I'm pretty sure they are going to still be in the lead of this race. As we say, this is not going to be a full pit stop for fuel, not up to the brim, because they've only got an hour to go. As Team Keen are in as well. This is crucial. This is a crucial stop for the 115. Where do they come out in relation to Offline Motorsport? Probably behind, but how much by? And will they be able to put the number 77 under pressure? 1 hour to go then, 60 minutes. 18.3 seconds is the gap then. Right, race is on now. This is no longer a 24-hour race. This is a 59-minute and 10-second sprint to the flag. Can Dave Robinson pull in 19 seconds on the 130 of Red Racing? I've not had visuals on Red Racing and which driver they've got in there. We'll try and get that in a moment. They're on the far side of the circuit to us in the commentary box at the moment. There goes the 21 again, so we're looking a little bit further up the road from Robinson, who's got his rear gunner again. The 111 is there. The 111 is there. Oh boy, this could get very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. If it wasn't exciting enough for you already. And they have made the change. I think that is Charlie Bingham in the kart, in the number 13, the Red Racing machine. So he's been entrusted with bringing home a victory that Red Racing have so strived for over the last few years. So many times they've been where MS Soco Select are now. Robinson continuing to pull that gap down. It's 17.8 seconds at the last check.
0.4 of a second taken out of our race leader on the last lap. Dave Robinson is getting the hammer down here. It's time to push. Here they are, working together now through the traffic. MS JSR in the wheel tracks to help as the rear gunner.
We saw this same strap from the two MS karts about an hour ago, and they did manage to pull in about 10 seconds on Red Racing. That was over probably about a 30-minute period. So they have potentially got the time to do this. This could go down to the last 5 minutes, you know. Gap is down to 15.7. Another 2/10 gone. And they just keep chipping away. As that's fourth place. That's MS Lucas, the number 42. Fourth place kart. And what's that? He's got a puncture. Rear left puncture. They should have enough time to get back and hold on to fourth overall ahead of their stablemates, the number 11. Let's have a look at what the gap is. They've already taken 4/10 out in the first sector. Oh, it's down to 12.2. Red Racing, what must be going through their minds now? Well, they're going to have no fingernails left, I can guarantee you that. Gap is now below 12 seconds, 11.9 for Dave Robinson behind Charlie Bingham. And Connor Lucas doing everything that he can. Look at him straining. Two engines better than one as they go into hairpin number 1, and another push and another push. He's just going to sit there. He is just going to sit there for the next 45 minutes and help his teammate as much as possible. The intriguing bit here, I've just checked the timings. 52 minutes is the amount of time since Connor Lucas pitted.
Yeah.
He cannot get to the end.
No.
He cannot get to the end. If Red Racing can hold this lead until Connor Lucas pits for his final pit stop for that 111, I think they have a chance.
Yep, gap down to under 10 seconds as Bingham encounters traffic going into the D chicane. He's cleared it now. And there you can see there, Charlie Bingham there, flashed out your shot, and then there are the chasing two karts. The gap down to 7.5 seconds now.
I've got to say it, look, Dave Robinson is pulling away from Connor Lucas.
He is, yeah, he is.
His management through the traffic, and this is something that I love to see from Dave Robinson. We've seen him do it before.
Yeah.
He has a knack of getting through this traffic so quickly, so cleanly. and this is why they're a previous champion. And right, the gap. It's 3.8 seconds. Oh, that was a quick one. My goodness me. A 1:12.5 for both MS karts. And this is the thing now, because that second kart in the line, the MS JSR kart, has probably got, what, 10 more minutes?
How close it is now.
My goodness
this
me.
is Charlie Bingham, checkered flag on his helmet. He would dearly love to see that flag the first out of anybody, but he is under so much pressure from the MS SoCo Select team, last year's winners. And I have to say, mate, there is a feeling of familiarity to how the end of this race is panning out.
Lots of traffic coming up for the leader.
There is.
This could make or break the race here for Red Racing. In the next 10-15 seconds up the road, there are a lot of hire karts to get through. This has got to be Charlie Bingham's chance. If he can get through this traffic quickly. Oh my goodness me.
It's closing up really seriously now. They could be right with them in about a lap's time at this rate of knots.
Oh, now, crucial. Was that the signal from Connor Lucas to say, I'm out of fuel, boys?
I'm done.
Does Connor Lucas pit? No, he goes round again. He goes round again.
But he saw his arm along
2
there.
laps. That was 2 laps.
Yeah. I still think, mate, with the amount of time on the clock, Dave would have closed this gap anyway.
I think it would have been close anyway.
He is about to lose his stage 1 boosters, isn't he?
Down the back straight, and look at the traffic for Bingham. He's just got to send it now. He just has to go and send it. Look at him siding through. Robinson going this way, and that is almost a bit Spa 2000-like between Hakkinen and Schumacher. Oh, and Bingham's been held up by a back marker there. He's got to go inside, surely. They're side by side for the lead of the race. Oh, they've made contact. They've made contact there on hairpin 2. Connor Lucas has got through. He's now ahead of them on the road. He'll just carry on now with his race.
Does he, or does he try and slap back?
Well, yes.
To hold up Red Racing, Andrew. He could help out the other way round here. Will he respectfully get out of the way? No, he's not going to respectfully get out of the way.
There's teamwork definitely at play here, and Bingham's going to have to lock it down, surely. He's going to try and get round the outside of Connor Lucas. That's not a good spot to be, because surely Lucas is going to hold the inside there side by side as they go through the D chicane with 19 minutes of the 2020 British 24-hour kart race to go. This is unbelievable stuff here at Teesside Autodrome, and still Charlie Bingham leads. He's holding on, and Dave Robinson, it's like Nigel Mansell trying to get past Senna at Monaco 92. They're side by side as they come over the mountain to the inside. Bingham will have a good bit of drive, but Robinson may have better drive. They're side by side as they come into the S's. Who's going to lift? Oh, side by side round the back marker, and still Bingham's holding on. This is incredible racing here.
What a job from Bingham to hold off for that lap, but he's got to do it for 17 more minutes as Dave Robinson shoots the gap. That's going to have given Bingham a lifeline for a couple of corners because he's ahead of some traffic. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. 2 of the greatest drivers within this race, I would argue, going side by side around the traffic into the D chicane onto a new lap. Now they've got to try and get their way past the 36 kart there as they head down towards Rib Bend. Does Robinson have an inside line? He does have an inside line, and he is through, surely. Dave Robinson to the lead of this race, but Bingham is going to try everything he can to stay with this MS SoCo Select kart. He'll have the draft down this straight.
Now here's an interesting thought. Does Bingham just sit in the...
contact! He's round and Bingham's through into the lead. Huge drama this, and now Dave Robinson has it all to do. And Charlie Bingham has been thrown a lifeline here because I really thought that was good. Look at the nose just bouncing around on the front of this kart. This Red Racing effort that's now got a lifeline thrown to them to hang on this Haas chassis kart in an event that's been dominated by MS machinery, MS chassis karts for a while now. Do you know what? That means there was never an official change of the lead. Never actually happened. They didn't cross the line. So under the technical definition of a lead change, it never happened.
It never happened.
3.2. Dave Robinson has taken another 8/10 out. He has got the pace to bring this one back in. The gap, what is it coming through this time? It's up slightly to 3.5. Bingham's judged that traffic beautifully there in the Red Racing car on that last lap. Oh my goodness me. This is really is quite something.
10 minutes and 17 seconds to go. There's now no karts between them. The gap is 3.2. No, make that 2.5 seconds as timing updates.
At the front of this race, 1.9 seconds the gap, and probably now less if Dave Robinson has pulled off another one of his sterling first sectors. And now he hits the train of traffic.
Oh.
Now he hits it, and this is a long train of traffic that he's going to have to contend with here, mate. He's going to pick off a few of them, heading towards the D chicane. Oh, and he's going to go for it there.
Fine.
That's fine, yeah. That was with the number 30.
How Robinson gets through this traffic as they go down the hill, around the mountain, is going to be very, very telling and potentially quite crucial in the context of this race. Contact!
That was
that was a little bit too rough, and he has lost time because of that. 6 minutes 40 to go. Red Racing lead. Well, it was by 1.5 seconds last time around. It's less than a second. We've been racing for 23 hours, 53 minutes and 35 seconds. There is 0.8 of a second between the two leaders of this race. I've watched a lot of endurance racing, Howard. I can't remember anything quite like this. And this is all he's just got to do. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he's winning by 10 laps, 1 lap, 10 seconds, 1 second, 0.1 of a second, as long as he crosses the line first. Oh, he's a little bit slow there, a little bit sluggish as they came up the reverse corkscrew. Up the inside then goes Charlie Bingham. Dave Robinson follows. I was about to say this is as close as it's ever been, but it wasn't. It was like this about 8 minutes ago. But Dave Robinson is now going to have the slipstream off the back of Charlie Bingham. 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go here of the 2020 British 24-hour kart race, and it comes down to this. Can Dave Robinson, he's sent to move down the inside here into Rib Bend a few laps ago before then tripping over a back marker and losing out 4 or 5 seconds. I think he's going to take his time a bit. He's got time on his side. To say another 4 minutes. Oh, he's having a little look down the inside. Contact! Oh, they're going to be side by side and rubbing as they come onto the back straight, and look at the traffic ahead. Robinson is ahead. Robinson is ahead.
Really interesting place for him to have made the move.
This is not over, folks. This really is not over. And look at the amount of traffic that the two leaders have got to negotiate. That's the number 37 Why So Serious kart in Owner. Down the inside they go. Down the Bingham's fighting back here. Oh, there's near contact again as they go through Rib Bend, and Bingham's back ahead.
I'll tell you why so serious. It's for the lead of the race.
Gloves are off, folks. Gloves are absolutely off here. As side by side as they go through the wiggles, there's contact. Oh, and Bingham's on the grass there, and Robinson's through. Anything goes now here at Teesside. They'll sort it out later. But Robinson is back in the lead with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go.
Bingham recovered that really well, mate. Managed to avoid going over any of the ramp curbs there and just went across the grass, and he's actually, to my mind, kept himself in the fight.
Still got 2 to go.
Yeah.
And Bingham is closing in again. Will he send it down the inside? Robinson goes defensive. Bingham is going to send it down the inside into Rib Bend. What a great manoeuvre, back into the lead. Red Racing back up front. Charlie Bingham. Oh my goodness, I have never seen a kart race like this in my life. This is brilliant. Onto the back straight, there's still more traffic. The number 19 of the Frosterley Inn is ahead. They're going to be side by side again. Oh, chops across the front there. Goes Bingham. Robinson's not going to have the opportunity to get by this time. They're going to go into hairpin 1, and Bingham goes slightly defensive on Robinson. That's absolutely fine. He's placing the kart. Will he try and drive Robinson wide? No. Long run now. Next opportunity for Robinson, Howard, will be turned hairpin 3.
Absolutely. But he's going to find it difficult, I think, to set up the opportunity, because he's got to worry about going side by side with some karts, and that just holds him up a little bit, gives Bingham a little bit of breathing space. Bingham's quite wide on the exit, though, and Robinson there, he's going defensive in hairpin 4.
It's going to go on to the last lap.
Is he going to get the nose in front? No, he's not. Here we go then across the line. Last lap board being shown at the 2020 British 24 Hours. This is it, folks. Who's going to win this race?
It's Red Racing versus MS Soco Select. The lead change is confirmed. We're on the final lap of the 24-hour British kart race for 2020 here at Teesside Autodrome. Charlie Bingham has gone through the first of the opportunities to overtake for Dave Robinson. Oh, he's slow. He's very slow as they come through the reverse corkscrew. He's held it. He's recovered it very well. Will Dave Robinson try and get a slipstream as they go into the S's? There's traffic. The Teesside Tigers are the number one ahead of them. Bingham's got to go for it. Robinson's got to go for it. Oh, it's contact. Oh, and Bingham's off. And he's spun round. And what happened there? Robinson must have made contact just as Bingham was trying to get past the back marker. And Robinson leads. Controversy here at Teesside Autodrome. Dave Robinson is surely on the road at least. That was going to get looked at surely, but MS Soko Select have taken the lead on the last lap of the race. It's been controversial, it's been dramatic, it's been brilliant, but Dave Robinson provisionally is going to win the 2020 British 24-hour kart race for MS Soko Select. They take it again. Oh my goodness me. We wait now for Red Racing. What a brilliant performance. Charlie Bingham gave it everything. The number 11 of MS Karts takes the victory in Pro. We're waiting for the 303. There's the 303. 303 Racing win in Clubman. What a drive, and where are Kart Events Belgium? There they are. A formation finish over the line. Kart Events Belgium, the two teams with two drivers each. Their squads decimated by the quarantine restrictions for people from Belgium this week, have come 1-2 in the higher class. Second place is going to go the pro battle. Offline Race, Offline Motorsport are going to take second. It worked. The long strat, the saving of the fuel, gives Offline Motorsport second place. Team Keen get third in pro. MSJSR are going to come across the line third in elite. And then the other podium positions in Clubman. Modernised Racing takes second. MS.BE take third. And in the rest of the highs, we've already mentioned the 1-2 for Kart Events Belgium. Team ETL take third in higher.
There is discussion going on in race control. I've had that fed to me. There is some conversation going on here.
So that is provisional with a capital P.
Provisional with a capital P here. That is not without controversy, as I'm sure you'll all understand. There we go. The Karting Events Belgium team there, given the Union flag. Fantastic effort from this two-man squad.
I don't think they'll ever have a better moment than this. They'll never forget this one. Not just a win, but a 1-2 in class for the 6 and the 66.
Yeah.
And look at that behind as well. What a scene that is. The 303 Racing flying the Polish flag. What a win.
There it is. Coming up on screen, showing on timing here. A black flag for the 43 of MS Soko Select. And that is going to be a real point of contention right there.
After the race, it was made clear to the organisers and MS Soko Select by Red Racing that they had suffered an engine failure on the last lap. This sudden loss of power for Red Racing was a factor in the last lap contact. MS Soko Select were handed a penalty, as the viewers at the end of the stream saw, thus handing the victory to Red Racing. However, in a wonderful act of sportsmanship, Red Racing and MS Soko Select decided to share the winner's trophy.
So, an incredible 24 hours of racing. No more than 30 seconds separated the pair of you. A lot less than that separated you towards the end of the race, and it got incredibly tasty, but it looked brilliant. We loved every moment of it. Charlie, just describe how it was for you.
Yeah, I could see them catching me for the whole of my stint slowly. Then with about 15-20 minutes to go, Dave caught me. We had a good battle, and then last half a lap, my engine seized, he hit the back of me and spun round, and that was it.
So it's actually ended up with a shared victory between the two teams. You've decided to share the trophy between you amongst the organisers of the event as well. I suppose you're both happy and unhappy at the same time, Dave?
Yeah, it's the good nature of the event really. It's we're all like mates off the track, and to be honest, it was an awesome race. We were on a completely different strategy through the whole thing. We did 3 sets of tyres, and we knew we'd be good at the end, but we thought we'd messed it up, to be honest. And then we just started reeling Charlie in. So yeah, happy with it. It's always would be nice to finish sort of properly, but no, it was a good race, and yeah, good to share the win.
Well, we loved every single moment of it. Thank you both for talking to us, and yeah, it's well deserved that it was shared, and thank you ever so much for the great action.